I thought my marriage to Max was a fairy tale. 10 years, 2 beautiful children, a home we built together. It felt perfect, almost too perfect. That's probably why I didn't see it coming. It started with small things. Late nights at the office became more frequent. His phone was suddenly glued to his hand, always face down. He started smelling different, a faint, sweet perfume that wasn't mine. When I asked, he'd just laugh it off, calling me paranoid. "It's just stress from work, Jade," he'd say, kissing my forehead. But my intuition screamed otherwise. A woman always knows. So, I started digging. I wasn't proud of it, but I needed the truth. One night, while he was in the shower, I checked his phone. My hands were shaking. The password was our anniversary. How ironic. And there it was. A thread of messages with a woman named Chloe, text filled with "I miss yous" and heart emojis. Plans for secret meets. Photos. My world shattered. It wasn't just a suspicion anymore. It was a cold, hard reality staring me in the face. I felt a wave of nausea, followed by a burning rage. How could he do this to me? To our family? My first instinct was to confront him, to scream and throw things. But as I sat there, tears streaming down my face, a different thought took root. A cold, calculated thought. He wanted to play games? Fine, two could play. I wasn't going to be the weeping, broken wife. I was going to be the one in control. I wiped my tears, took a deep breath, and started planning my revenge. It wouldn't be loud or dramatic. It would be quiet, methodical, and it would dismantle his world just as he had dismantled mine. The first step was to secure my future and the children's. I met with a lawyer, quietly. I learned about our finances, assets I never paid attention to before. Max handled everything, and I trusted him completely. Big mistake. I discovered he had a separate savings account I knew nothing about. I started documenting everything: the texts, the hotel receipts I found in his car, the credit card statements with suspicious charges. I was building a case, a fortress of evidence. While gathering my arsenal, I decided to play the part of the devoted, slightly naive wife. I became sweeter than ever. I made his favorite meals, praised him for working so hard, and even suggested we go on a second honeymoon to reconnect. He bought it, hook, line, and sinker. The guilt made him easy to manipulate. He'd come home with flowers, trying to mask his deceit with cheap gestures. I'd smile, thank him, and add the receipt to my file. He thought he was getting away with it, but he was just digging his own grave deeper. I also started reconnecting with my own life. I joined a gym, met up with old friends, and started a small online business I'd always dreamed of. My confidence grew with every day that passed. I was no longer just Max's wife. I was Jade, a woman rediscovering her strength. It was empowering. I realized my revenge wasn't just about hurting him. It was about rebuilding myself. Then came the piece de resistance. Max's 40th birthday was approaching, and he wanted a huge party. He wanted to show off his perfect life to all our friends and family. It was the perfect stage. I planned the entire event, meticulously. I invited everyone. His parents, who adored me. His boss, who valued his family man image. And all our mutual friends. I even found Chloe on social media and sent her an anonymous invitation, hinting that Max was planning a big surprise for her at the party. I knew her ego wouldn't let her resist. The night of the party arrived. Our house was filled with people. Max was glowing, accepting compliments on his wonderful life and his amazing wife. I stood by his side smiling, playing my part to perfection. He gave a speech, thanking everyone, but especially me for being his rock. The hypocrisy was breathtaking. I felt a surge of adrenaline. It was time. As everyone raised their glasses for a toast, I stepped forward. "I have a toast to make as well," I announced. The room went quiet. I looked directly at Max, my smile never wavering. "I want to toast to my husband, Max, a man who taught me so much about trust, loyalty, and the importance of keeping detailed records. A few people chuckled, confused. I then projected a slideshow onto the large screen he has set up. It started with happy family photos, but then it switched. Screenshots of his texts with Chloe, photos of them together, hotel receipts, bank statements from his secret account. The room fell into a dead silence. You could hear a pin drop. Max's face went from confusion to sheer panic. His parents looked horrified. His boss's jaw was on the floor. And then, I spotted her, Chloe, near the back, trying to slip out unnoticed. "Oh, and let's give a warm welcome to Chloe," I said into the microphone. "She's worked so hard to keep my husband company. I believe a round of applause is in order." Max tried to grab the microphone, stammering, but it was too late. The damage was done. I calmly walked to the front door, where my pre-packed bags and our 2 children were waiting with my sister. "The divorce papers will be served tomorrow, Max," I said, my voice clear and steady. "Enjoy your party." As I walked out of that house, leaving behind the wreckage of his lies, I didn't feel sadness. I felt free. I had lost a husband, but I had found myself. And that was the best revenge of all. My new life was just beginning. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you've ever been in a situation like this, know that your strength is greater than your pain. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories about turning heartbreak into power. See you next time.